This is a holiday special. I got the homies SETI, General SETI from Detroit. A presentation on, where these holidays stem from and what's behind. It's all spiritual warfare. All these holidays, all of them. General SETI, we're gonna break down, certain aspects and things you see in Christmas.
And so Christmas is a combination of not just these two holidays, but a couple of more holidays. Santa Claus, who is the Dutch version of Santa Claus, who came before Santa Claus. Okay, when you anglicize Santa Claus, it becomes Santa Claus. So this was
Santa Claus, the Saint, what you call it, Satan? Santa is Satan?
Critical, political, analytical.
Welcome, you have now made it to the channel Analytical Topics, where I discuss politics, history, and religion, and how I see through the hypocrisy in this democracy. Now, this is a holiday special, you know what I'm saying? I got the homies SETI, General SETI from Detroit. Guess he got a presentation on, where these holidays stem from and what's behind. It's all spiritual warfare. All these holidays, all of them. They ain't talking about we pagans, but these are pagan holidays that they, you know what I'm saying? So SETI, General SETI, we're gonna break down, certain aspects and things you see in Christmas and what's, things that I'm learning about. The goat, and what is symbolized in Christmas, and Thor, Odin, and other. I do know about Saturnalia that the Jews used to practice. I know about that. So we're gonna see what today's lessons is. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a multiple video. Yeah, it's about an hour-long lecture. So we gotta break this down in increments, man. You know what I mean? 50, 30 a gram type, you know what I mean? That's the halfway for me.
And I'ma have O's for 6 and halves for 3.
Happened almost around the same time. Two different crackers. And so Christmas is a combination of not just these two holidays, but a couple of more holidays. As long as the European control the wheel, your fate is sealed. Okay? And you also got in the Greco-Roman deities what they call the fates, who control the wheel. And they got that lifeline. And when it's time for your ass to leave here, they cut that line. And that's why.
Now, that wheel is familiar from, I remember going back to some type of, I don't know, was it Disney movie?
Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
And I remember you touched the needle.
On some, they got that phrase to throw a nigga a line. You see what I'm saying? That's the line they talking about. The fates. So they control the wheel. And they witches. So as long as these witches control your goddamn wheel, the fate is sealed. Under the Cronus of imperialistic colonization of time, most people are imprisoned to the holidays, planetary interpretation, deities, and days totally alien to their own culture. Now you're looking at Janus, which is the god of January, beginnings of end. With Capricorn go into December and January. Okay, so that's why he's looking into the beginning of the year and he's looking into the end of the year. Okay, two-faced. And so the major gods at New Year's and Christmas is Janus, Saturn, Pan, which is Capricorn, which is the grandson of Saturn, Bacchus, god of wine, who is the baby New Year. Okay, let me keep it moving. As you can see, Janus was taken from what they call Acker, which you see the two lions, but you have the sun in the middle, and I kind of hid that. You understand? But you will see the sun in the middle represent depressing, okay? And Acker is where you're supposed to get equal from.
Oh, whoa. Hold up, SETI. So you're saying, I remember those two lions. I always seen those two lions, especially like growing up in Brooklyn, like certain houses have the stones, pillars in front of their house, and it'd be two lines when you first enter. So that's where that come from with the Africanness. Yeah, you see, y'all take from us because y'all have no creation. You don't create. Y'all don't create. Y'all trace.
But I don't put no support in none of the Madunata that they made it sound like that just to get, the effect of making people believe they know the Madunata. But that, if you go look it up, is the Egyptian god Aker, which represents equal, okay? And so the fact that Capricorn is in the 10th house and falls between the 12th and the first month shows you the Roman calendar is not in astrological alignment. So that's the Capricorn date. That's the goat. And we're going to get off in the Pan. Pan was a sexual, perverted, goddamn psychopath. Raping, and he also raped little boys. And I got the facts. So Cronus is eating and raping little boys. Pan is chasing and raping women and little boys. Okay, so you can see right there, looking right up, Deacon, which represent 10. It says the 10th house, but it's the 12th month. Okay, y'all got to get that right. Janus is the god of beginnings. You see him right there. He got the key because one of his symbols is also the gate. But ain't that St. Peter? Ain't St. Peter right there in St. Peter's church? Ain't he the one with the key to the gates of heaven? And that's what they speak to, that St. Peter took from Janus. That's who he is, okay? And I'm tired of our people in Voodoo continuing to latch on to them goddamn saints. You understand what I'm saying? Because they doing the same thing. They latching on to these Greco-Roman deities, talking about this is who this is. No, that's not who this is. This is a perverted goddamn deity. Sometimes they show him one-faced man, one-faced woman, because he don't know who the fuck he is. Oh. He's everything but nothing at all. Okay, he's also the god of gates, transition, time, duality, doorways, and passage. And right there you see Two-Face right there from Batman. And I'm going to show you right here, Santa Claus, who is the Dutch version of Santa Claus, who came before Santa Claus. Okay, when you anglicize Santa Claus, it becomes Santa Claus. So this was
Santa Claus, the Saint, you call it Satan? Santa is Satan?
One of my favourites at Christmas time, at this time of Yuletide, is carol singing. But my favourite, without a doubt, carol is Stille Nacht, Silent Night. But as a kid in Birmingham and then later on in Lichfield, my little towns, I would go around carol singing with groups of kids, and people were just too happy to give us a few pennies to get rid of us because we sounded awful. You can trace this all the way back to the medieval times, even beyond wassailing, they called it. When groups of folks would go round with a communal bowl of warm cider or ale with spices in it, they would sing to you at your door and you would take a drink of the wassail. And then in return to these folks entertaining you, offering you the wassail, you would actually give them a little bit of food and drink. However, if you failed to ante up with that reward of food and drink, there would be mischief.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.